cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, K Money, and in the building with me, my co-host Slash, Freddie G, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. What's up, fellas? Welcome to another True Tuesday episode. Today, man, I thought we discuss the recent bullying that 47 is continuing to do. By chance, you guys familiar with martial law?
Yeah, I know that he's done it in some cities already. What is it, DC or something?
Yeah, he's done it in DC. But I'm asking, do you know actually what martial law is?
No, they come into your neighborhood and
where you deploy military forces
into neighborhoods,
into the actual community on your own land or whatever, to take control.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and read the definition from what I got, and it's the replacement of civilian government by military rule and the suspension of civilian legal processes for military powers. So basically, like you mentioned, Slash, Trump has done this in DC. Mm-hmm. He's called the National Guard in, and they pretty much have taken control of the streets. Yeah. To where civilians don't feel comfortable going out doing their everyday, taking care of their everyday business, mm-hmm. because they don't know what to expect. Right. And it's not even just the National Guard. We also have ICE that's out there, collecting and doing their thing. But Trump recently amplified his promises to send the National Guard troops and the immigration agents to Chicago by recently making a post over the weekend. I don't know if you guys heard or saw it, but he was referencing the movie Apocalypse Now. You guys familiar with that movie? Yeah, that's an old school movie with Marlon Brando, Robert Duvall, Martin Sheen, Larry Fishburne, Dennis Hopper. It's a nice flick. Came out in '79. Yeah, and it's basically where a colonel played by Marlon Brando is highly decorated, and he's pretty much the guys that are under him. He's pretty much running things the way he want to run them. He's not listening to his superiors. Right. He's doing things the way he want to do them. And it's taking place in Cambodia. Well, Trump posted a parody with him, basically with the Chicago skyline behind him, and he has helicopters that's flying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of a parody of the movie Apocalypse Now, because you see helicopters flying with the horizon and things of that nature. But he basically, like I said, amplified his promises on making it known that Chicago is the next place that he's planning to go. Yeah.
Ooh, see, man. I think, and not to cut you off,
no, you good. Go ahead.
My thought about this, him going into Chicago. See, I know why they're going into Chicago, man. Because believe it or not, Chicago is one of the worst cities of crime and murders, black on black crime, and they just killing each other, bro, daily. You know what I mean?
And that has been in the news a lot.
and I understand why he want to go in there and do. But this is probably where martial law should be applied. I'm not saying that I agree.
I think if it was going to be applied in Chicago, I think it should have happened a long time ago.
Before now.
Yeah, but because they do have that nickname Chirac. Right. And it was given to him that name. So I would think at that time.
It's when you go in.
Yeah, and you should have given them.
Well, you should have did it back then. Yeah. But see, it depends on the presidency. Was it a Democratic president back then?
I can't recall who was the president at that time.
So I think that may, and if Barack was in there, that's his city. So he's not going to do it. That's where he from, Chicago. You know, well,
I mean, but was it? Yeah, well, he is, but was it that out of control to where it called for the National Guard? Now, keep in mind. Let me go back to the definition of martial law. It's where it calls for the replacement. You basically saying the cops can't do their job. The police, the law enforcement in that city cannot do their job, so it takes for military presence
to come in and do it.
So you think Chicago was that bad to where it took? I know DC wasn't that bad to where they had to do it. Do it.
Yeah, DC wasn't that bad.
But the president is over DC. He's not over Chicago and these other places that he has in mind.
I've been to DC before, bro, and it is bad, man.
Man, but here's the thing with that, man. Here's the thing with that. It's not about the crime in the city. That's the illusion that this administration wants you to think.
Right.
It's a political move. He started with Texas first to take a grab. It's all of this is a political move. They could care less about the crime, the black on black crime in the inner city. They can care less about that. These are political moves. They're political moves. They can care less about it.
Trump is in a position where he holds the highest job in the nation.
Exactly.
But he thinks, the power, he has unlimited powers, which the way he's moving, it almost seems as if he does, because nobody's really.
So it's kind of like he abusing his power.
Well, he's been called a dictator from the Illinois governor, J.B. Pritzker, who happens to be a Democratic governor. And he also called Trump a wannabe dictator, which is exactly how he's moving.
I believe that.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. It's no secret. Look who he aligned himself with when he was going through the campaign. He went and met with, not saying you can't meet with these leaders, but he went and met with Kim Jong-un.
All of them.
And then then he talks about how good of a person, how was good and productive. And then he met up with Putin, talked about what he admired about Putin and blah, blah. So he's aligned himself with other dictators.
Right.
My thing and concern is why no one is standing up to him.
Because everybody wants a job.
Yeah.
Everybody wants a job. Everybody. Let me show you something, man. This is politics. And when you go against somebody in your own party, and this person got people to be in control, to put you in positions, to set your family up for life, or to put you to make X amount of dollars, depending on your character as an individual, you don't mind kissing ass just to get where you want to be if you got low character issues, in my opinion. You don't mind doing that. Let me give you another example, man. You had motherfucker like Ted Cruz kissing this man's ass because he thought that he possibly could get a cabinet position.
Yeah.
This man talked about your wife and how ugly your wife is, and you still kissed this man's ass because you thought you was gonna get positions. So a lot of this stuff, man, people just they're not standing up to him, K Money, because they want jobs.
Okay, I get that. What about those? So I guess the party that the Democratic Party's hands are pretty much tied behind their backs.
Because they can't call no shots right now.
And the House. It's a scary situation, man, and these are definitely scary times, man. And the reason I asked that because he deployed the National Guard in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles definitely wasn't in a situation where
they didn't need that.
I think people were protesting something.
Yeah, it was what was they protesting? Oh, that was the Spanish people.
Yeah, they were protesting ICE. Yeah, they were protesting ICE, which was their right.
Right.
Is he just trying to see what he can get away with? How far? The limit?
He doing whatever he want to do, man.
You see what I'm saying? He's trying to see what he can get away with, and nobody's saying nothing, just to see how far he can go. Maybe
he's gonna go all the way, bro. He's not gonna stop.
He's setting it up.
That's what I'm saying. He said it sounds like he's setting it up. Like, okay, there ain't nobody really.
And that's what I don't understand.
Let's do it permanently for all cities.
That's my ignorance in being in politics, because I'm like, all these other politicians that are against him, they can see with their own eyes. Well, we see that we not, in Washington dealing and talking about the same shit that they're talking about. But we can see with our own eyes that the shit that he's doing is not fair, and it is dictatorship-like.
Right.
And nobody's really trying to stop him.
Yeah.
No.
Which is why I'm saying maybe their hands are tied behind their backs. They can only do so much.
Somebody better do something.
Because he
It's not looking good, America.
Other cities that he have in mind on, sending the National Guard to, believe it or not, are Baltimore, which I can see Baltimore.
I can see Baltimore.
But just like I was saying with Chicago, they should have done this a long time ago if it was that bad.
When it was really bad.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. All of the places that he's sending them to or threatening to send them to, are they Democratic states or cities?
So yes, sir.
Now, which further supports what I've been saying. It's not about the crime. These are political moves. Mm-hmm. He's sending them to Democratic places. He said these places, all the Democratic cities that are considered Democratic cities, all of these motherfuckers can't be the only ones with high crime areas. Mm-hmm. You mean tell me ain't no damn Republican cities or states? Come on,
New York.
Of course.
Yeah.
Hell, look at Texas. We the Wild Wild West.
I was say Texas. Yeah, Dallas. We have to say
We the
that.
Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
Facts.
But it's other places also that's got, when you turn on certain TV shows, it's the same cities. And you're like, whoa, why they always, Lil Rock?
Now,
Yep, Lil Rock.
Chicago and state leaders, they plan to sue the administration. And Governor Pritzker, who's the governor of Illinois, he also may be a 2028 presidential candidate. He's also opposed to suing. He's also with them suing Trump's administration, which I don't know. Hopefully, let me back up because I said people are not doing anything. And Freddie G, you mentioned Texas. And how we pretty much gave him what he asked for with the 5 seats that we spoke on a previous show. Mm-hmm. Now, California did try, and they're trying to, as we mentioned in that show, redistrict their maps because of the move Texas made. So things are being done to try to, detour Trump from making the move that he's making. But I just feel that they're not powerful moves. Based on the type of moves Trump is making,
you can only do so much,
and that's what I'm saying. So their hands are tied behind their back.
We don't control. When I say we,
no, I know what you're saying.
I'm speaking of all. I've said it multiple times. I'm an independent, a registered independent, right? So, but when I say we, I'm actually speaking Democrat, right? The Democrats' hands are tied behind their back. You can only do so much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Your hands are tied behind your back. Their back. So Trump is trying to position himself and set himself up for midterms because he know that that's the only time that Democrats got a shot to actually put a Band-Aid over this big ass gas.
Right.
He created stitches.
So what that means is go out and vote.
Well, we can't stress that enough, and we do it on several shows. We reiterate how important these midterms can be and will be, and this is just another example, man. Can you guys picture what a civil war would look like nowadays?
It'd be ridiculous, man.
Well, here's the thing: the old Civil War,
that was North versus the South.
North versus the South. So, what would this Civil War be? What would it be? Who versus who? What
the community?
The states versus each state versus the government, or I would think states would line up with one another. I don't think it would be just a north side of the United States versus. Well, it's not definitely north. Well, no, I can't see how it would.
So when you say, can we picture how this would look?
Because that's
the first thing that comes to my mind is we're already in it. Let me elaborate. I intentionally asked you what was the first one like about.
Right.
And you said that was the North versus the South.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see that happening now. But
Right.
then you were onto something. You said, I think each state will break down the states, right? And then you said, well, I really can't figure it out here. But you were onto something when you said that, right?
Yeah.
That's why I stopped you and I said, that's because we're already in it. It's the Democrats versus the Republicans.
The Republicans.
And it's the people.
Yeah.
It's the people. So it's the people that's voting people in place, and we know this. We can speak this till we're blue in the face.
It's political civil war going on right now.
Yes, it's happening.
Yeah.
We're already in it.
Yeah.
Right now, we're losing.
Yeah.
When I say we, I'm an independent.
Yeah.
But when I say we, I'm speaking of Democrats.
Democrat.
And because I do lean toward a lot of Democratic views.
I hear a lot of Republicans regretting their vote for Donald Trump.
Of course, man.
So I don't know.
Let me show you
I believe that Democrats are gaining. They were losing at first.
Let me show you something.
You got a lot of Republicans that
Okay.
kind of want to come on.
They kind of want to.
You know
Yeah.
what? You know what?
Want to
you
come-
you don't have to. You said a lot of Republicans kind of want to come
Come
over,
on the
meaning
deal-
to the other
deal-
side.
yeah, to the
right?
other side,
Let me show you
yeah.
something. You can vote against a Republican and still be a Republican. Don't necessarily mean you came over to the other side. You just don't like what this individual is
This
doing.
individual.
Let me give you an example. You say you say the kind of regret. Do you think you asked a rhetorical question?
Yeah.
Do you think that some of these Republicans who voted for him kind of regret that they voted for him now? The answer to that question, although it's a rhetorical question, I'm going to actually answer it. The answer to that is yes, but let me show what that's equivalent to. That's equivalent to you fucking that gal with no rubber and she burnt you. See, the pussy was good when you was getting it. Now you regret getting it because she burnt you.
Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when those
Understood that
Republicans,
analogy, yeah.
Good analogy.
when
I like
those
that analogy.
when those Republicans, and I'm going to use Hispanics for an example.
Yeah.
When they voted for Donald Trump, and they was like, okay, well, he's going to be good for us. He's going to be good for us because this man lied.
Do you
and so
remember he even said they got their...
man, you know what? I think that he was stroking their back
Yeah.
and putting their foot in the ass and
At the
kicking them in the
same
ass.
time.
But they can only feel the soft stroke of the back
Yeah.
because the foot in the ass. He told you he was gonna build a wall that he ain't built. That he told you that shit at the beginning.
The first term.
First term. And he told you, he was pretty much telling you, we're going to keep y'all ass out of here. What he didn't tell you, see, you thought, the ones that were here, see, you thought you was better. You thought you was better than the motherfuckers that's trying to get over here.
Yeah.
And you're not realizing that, no, he telling you, we're going to build a wall, we're going to do all of this here to keep these people out, these criminals out. But what he didn't tell you, well, in so many words that your grandmama,
They finna join
They finna join y'all. And then we're gonna roll back some of this stuff that we have set for you and get y'all ass up out of here too.
and make sure you stay out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but you was so busy focused on these other people trying to get over here that he put the smoke and mirror on. You ain't thinking, you thought you was exempt.
Safe. Yeah,
You thought you was exempt.
safe. Yeah.
Nah, you ain't exempt. So, Comedian 96, again, to your point, yes, I do believe that there are people who regret voting for him, and I think that the main people and the main race that regret voting for him are Hispanics.
Yes, I agree with that.
I definitely agree with that. Comedian 96, with those Republicans that you mentioned that regret, voting for Trump now, how do you think that they're going to vote? Those type of people are going to vote during the midterms because they actually have constituents that possibly hold positions that secure the spots that they're in. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost a catch-22 for them, don't you think?
Yeah, it is. Well, it's gonna be one of them things. I don't know if you say you a diehard. I hate to use this analogy, a sports fan, Texan fan. You diehard Texan. They take away the Texans team. Period. If you diehard, you ain't going to nobody else. So it's possible they could just not vote at all.
But we've already discussed the damage of not voting at all.
I know,
It's
but
just like voting.
if they die hard Republican, they might
Well, then they don't regret. They can't necessarily regret that move. Then,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Or they could just vote
I just wanted your opinion on that.
That's a hard one.
Because
it depends on the person.
Let me show you something, man. If you have and I'm using the word diehard. If you have diehard Republicans or diehard Democrats, that tells me that they are paying attention to the government and they're into politics. Keyword that again you said was diehard. Now if you have fair weather Democrats and fair weather Republicans and people who don't pay attention to politics and you just go and vote because your friend telling you and you really don't understand what's going on, but you just going to do it, whatever the case may be, those are the people who withhold their votes. Those diehards, if they die hard to whoever they're gonna give it to or whatever the case may be, and then they be like, okay, I was diehard Republican, but this dude, he burnt me. He didn't do what I thought he was gonna do. I'm still a diehard Republican, but instead of me not voting, I am gonna give my vote to a Democrat, or vice versa.
Gotcha. You think they'll go ahead and go to Democrat even though they're Republican?
People who are they're diehard, they're not gonna waste their vote by not voting. They're gonna go and vote.
Yes.
You know, so, but the people who are fair weather are the ones who say, well, I'm just not going to vote.
Yeah, gotcha. Makes sense.
Damn, I was going to say something. It'll come back to me, maybe not. Trump has suggested in the past that he nearly has limitless powers. And I kind of spoke on that earlier in the show based on how he's moving. And this is... the issue that I mean, we regular everyday guys, you know what I'm saying, and we looking at this man make this move, and we know if we dealt with a person like this, how we would deal with it, and that's the difference between us and these people that's in this position of running our country. We can't just go up to him like a regular brother, man, what the fuck are you doing? You know, type of shit. But I wish somebody would, you know, but they may lose that position and you got to keep it political.
With him.
Which is bullshit now because this man is really running this country into the ground. And I hopefully, you know, I'm hoping that it doesn't be to the point to where we can't recover. Of course, we won't be around when it's doing the recovery efforts. But it's our kids and grandkids that may have to deal with this shit show that he's creating and definitely putting us in.
So part of that creating this shit show are the people that he's putting in place.
Yeah, but
look at what's happening with JFK Jr. right now in the CDC and all this shit that's happening. He's on borrowed time, I think, because he's he is. But I agree, he's on borrowed time. But look who put him in the position. Yeah, but he's looking just as stupid or dumb as 47. Yeah, but people knew that when he put him in position, and the people who knew that they was putting an unqualified individual in position, they were scared to tell Trump. Not only is he out of position and he don't know what he's doing, the same go for the Nomi chick. Yeah, the same go for her. You know what I'm talking about? The same go for her, as well as other individuals. Hell, I think J.D. Vance too. So
yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close by saying, reminding our listeners and for y'all to remind other people, man, these midterms are extremely important. Get out there and make a difference and do your important vote. Appreciate y'all listening. Peace out. This concludes another True Tuesday episode, and be sure you tune in tomorrow for another episode of Women Wednesday with Freddie G. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast, and if you're on YouTube, don't forget to like and or subscribe. And to all my 52 Scott faithfuls, it may be new to you, but if you heard it here, then you know it's true.